Everywhere. 19 News starts now. Tracking of First Alert Weather Day.
Right now, tracking for a potential for strong to severe storms late afternoon and evening. We have a chance for damaging winds and heavy rains on this 19 First Alert Weather Day. Thank you for joining us for 19 News at 11. I'm Noelle Williams. And again this week, another hot, humid day. With me is our 19 First Alert meteorologist Andy Chillian here to break down exactly when we can expect this weather to hit us here.
Yeah, and we're looking at later this afternoon into the evening hours is when some of those showers and storms will roll in. So right now it's fine. You know, a lot of us seen beautiful sunshine this morning, not a cloud in the sky, but that's the fuel that we need for some of these thunderstorms developing. Now, latest data coming in says we're not going to see a lot of coverage with these showers and thunderstorms, at least with the severe nature. So know what we saw yesterday. We saw some of that light rain moving in during the evening, may have been kind of a nuisance for the end of your 4th of July plans. Similar conditions are certainly possible for today, seeing some more of those scattered showers. A lot of them may be light, but we still may have the potential for 1 or 2 storms working their way in there that could become severe, with the main risk damaging wind gusts and especially some heavy rainfall. We saw that in spots yesterday. We had some flooded roads, for example, because of the heavy rain that fell. I would say that's going to be our main risk for today. So keep that in mind from about 3 p.m. to midnight. That's when we're looking at it. Not going to storm the entire time, but that's the window that if you are outside, you'll want to be aware. Temperatures right now, though, warming up. Already lower 80s for Cleveland, and we're in the 70s elsewhere. And it is already pretty quiet right now, but look at the radar. This is similar to what we were seeing yesterday, this complex of showers and thunderstorms that's coming out of Indiana, northern Kentucky, moving its way into western Ohio. And so that's going to follow this track again, and that's what we'll be looking at in the next few hours. And so that is what we'll be monitoring for, not only just some showers, but a severe potential as well. So keeping alert as we head through the rest of the day. I'll break it down for you, letting you know about a decent weekend ahead and heating up again on Monday. How hot are we going to stay, and how long, or will we stay hot, I should say. I'll have all those details for you coming up here in just a bit.
Breaking news at 11, the suspect charged in the shooting death of a Cleveland police officer faces a judge. 24-year-old Delonte Hardy now being held at a $5 million bond in the death of Officer Jamison Ritter. Just before the judge set that bond, she had this to say.
The uptick in gun violence involving young people, quite frankly, is alarming, exhausting, and dismaying. The harm to the families, the community, and society at large is immeasurable.
Prosecutors in the courtroom confirmed that Hardy was wanted by Garfield Heights police for a separate shooting involving his own family last weekend.
Allegedly, on that day, the defendant stole his grandmother's gun and shot her in the face. His grandmother is in Metro Hospital. She is in life support. It is alleged that she's brain dead. The officers were looking for him. 5 days later, they found him in Cleveland.
Again, Hardy is being held on a $5 million bond.
We just ask the residents of Cleveland to pray for this family, pray for the men and women of our police department.
A day later, the city of Cleveland and surrounding areas continue to mourn the fallen officer. 27-year-old Ritter killed while serving an arrest warrant for Hardy on the 4th of July. No funeral arrangements have been announced yet, but of course, we will let you know when those services are out. 19 News did some digging to learn more about Hardy, a murder suspect and a wanted man in Garfield Heights. A tip led 19 News to this home on Reindeer Avenue in Garfield Heights, where Hardy's family members say the shooting happened in the early hours of Saturday morning. On its door, a sign that reads, "Warning by order of the police department and medical examiner's office. Do not enter the residence. The property is a crime." Fast forward to Thursday, July 4th. Officers were serving Hardy with a warrant for the felonious assault near East 80th Street in Cleveland around 1 a.m. He was spotted on a bike. As Officer Ritter tried to stop him, he shot the 27-year-old, killing the officer in the line of duty. Hardy was arrested at the scene and charged with aggravated murder. Officer Ritter, who was previously honored for saving lives, is now remembered by police across Northeast Ohio, including Euclid Police. who lost one of their own in the line of duty earlier this year.
The Euclid Police Department will do anything we can for you, anything at all. It's just for the asking as they go through yet another horrible, horrible loss.
The police and the community also remembering Ritter. Outside the 3rd District Police Station, a growing memorial for the fallen officer. On top of his patrol car, balloons, stuffed animals, and letters to him. 19 News has reached out to Garfield Heights Police for additional information about Hardy's arrest warrant as well. And this story is far from over. 19 News will continue to bring you the latest information every step of the way as it all develops. Anytime news breaks, you can find it first on the 19 News app. A breaking news update now after a house fire spread to 2 other homes, causing close to $300,000 total in damages. 19's Vic Gideon is on Cleveland's east side with more.
Well, the call came in about 4:30 this morning to this house fire on Osceola and East 123rd. You can see here a lot of damage to this home. It took crews about 2 hours to get the fire out. Now, this house was occupied. There was a man on the first floor. He is accounted for. He is okay. We've seen him walking around. There was a second-story occupant. They have not been able to find him yet. They've not found a body up there, so they are assuming that he is okay, but he is unaccounted for at this moment. And you can see, again, water damage and fire damage. The house next door, the attic had caught fire, significant damage to that house. On the other side, just superficial damage. They're saying some exterior damage at this point. But again, the house here at 12202 Osceola appears to be a total loss. Also, fire crews are investigating the possibility that this might be fireworks related. They say that a lot of times fireworks will hit a couch, which there was a couch on the front here, catch fire, and then obviously put the house on fire. So that is being investigated at this point, although no definitive cause for this fire yet. But again, 2 people in the house, 1 person accounted for. We don't believe the other one is injured. However, we've not accounted for him yet. No one taken to the hospital. And as of now, the neighborhood's still picking up the pieces. But again, we've heard no fatalities or injuries at this point. That's the good news. From East 123rd in Osceola, Vic Gideon, 19 News.
Developing now, a little girl just 10 years old has passed away after being shot on Cleveland's west side. Cleveland police responded to West 125th Street near Triscuit Road around 7 o'clock last night. Officers say they found a 10-year-old girl there shot. She was taken to the hospital, but sadly died. Police have not made any arrests and are looking for the suspect. If you know anything, please call Cleveland Police. 19's Vic Gideon will have more information on this developing story coming up at 11:30. A campaign to raise the minimum wage in Ohio won't be on the November ballot because it didn't get enough signatures. The group One Fair Wage didn't meet the deadline to petition the state. The organization was trying to raise minimum wage in the state to $15 an hour. Ohio hasn't been raised since 2006. And the Cleveland Guardians play the San Francisco Giants tonight. It's Larry Doby night at Progressive Field. Here's a live look at the ballpark. The first 10,000 fans will get free T-shirts, and there's fireworks following the game. First pitch is at 7:10 this evening. And another live look outside our 19 First Alert camera network as many continue their long weekend following the 4th of July weekend. And 1 week from Sunday is the MLB draft. The Guardians, they have the top pick. There's a chance they could pay that player major cash, about $10 million up front. Years ago, the likelihood of a team signing a player, that was the big key in who would take. But that's not a problem for the Guardians this draft since they do have the #1 pick overall.
The top pick sign. If there's not a medical concern, the money that you are getting at the top of the draft is not something worth taking a risk of going back to school. It basically never happens at the very top of the draft, and it very rarely happens anywhere in the first round nowadays.
Next on 19 News at 11, America Decides. A look ahead as President Joe Biden heads to Wisconsin for the first televised interview since the debates. Plus, Hurricane Beryl makes another landfall today closer to home, where the storm is set to head now, coming up.
And look outside Edgewater Beach. Sun is out now. Yesterday, kind of a murky day, but we'll be seeing those clouds increasing again later today. and even a few showers and a thunderstorm is back in the forecast. I'll have more on that coming up, which includes our first alert weather day in effect today. That's ahead after the break.
19 News, now streaming on Samsung Smart TV. Search for channel